Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another standard gameplay video, and today we are playing an updated Esper bounce deck. So we played this deck almost a year ago, I think, when this kind of deck entered the meta in Outlaws of Thunder Junction with cards like Nurturing Pixie, a 1-mana Fairy Rogue, where it says when it enters you return up to one target non-fairy, non-land permanent you control its own hand. If a permanent was returned its way, put a +1/+1 counter on Nurturing Pixie. So back then we were bouncing things like Tithing Blade and Hopeless Nightmare to get the extra value from playing it. Well, the deck has evolved since then with a lot of enchantment. So as well as Nurturing Pixie, we are playing the full 4 copies of Optimistic Scavenger, which we've seen on this channel before, from Duskmourn. 1-mana 1/1. When an enchantment you control enters, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. We are also playing, as I said, 4 copies of Hopeless Nightmare. 4 copies of Stormstorm Chaser's Talent. It's also a great one to get back as well, because we can re-get that Otter, or maybe buy back that level 2. Then we do have 4 copies of Spiteful Hexmage, a 1-mana 3/2, which is in a great rate. But when it enters, we do create a Curse Roll token attached to target creature we control. A Curse Roll basically gives a creature base power and toughness 1/1. So if we put this on the Nurturing Pixie or Optimistic Scavenger, obviously it doesn't make a difference because that is a 1/1. Or if we put it on itself, or if we have 2 Hexmage, put one on itself and the other one on the same Hexmage, then we get a bit of value there. But the real value is when we can bounce that Curse Roll token, which obviously destroys it, with our Nurturing Pixie, with our This Town Ain't Big Enough. We're also playing 4 copies of Fear of Isolation, which is a 2-mana 2/3 flyer, and as additional cost to cast a spell, we do return a permanent control to its owner's hand. So again, we can bounce everything we need to bounce with that. We do have 1 copy of Tithing Blade, which is what we played in the first deck, a 2-mana artifact. When it enters, each opponent sacks a creature. But we also are playing the full 4 of Nowhere to Run. 2-mana enchantment with flash. When it enters, target creature and opponent controls get -3/-3 until end of turn. And then basic creatures our opponent controls don't have hexproof, and ward doesn't trigger. So again, this is a great one to bounce with our various bounce synergies to rebuy that basically removal. We also have Sheltered by Ghosts because it's just an incredibly powerful card. Sometimes you might want to bounce this, like if an opponent's Sun falls and we've removed a permanent of theirs or a creature, we can bounce the Sheltered by Ghosts because it goes back to our hand. Whatever we've exiled with it, our opponent will get back, but they're going to get back anyway. And if they got back a creature, it's going to get wiped by Sunfall. So that's great. And also, because of Optimistic Scavenger growing our board, or one at a time when we're playing enchantment, sometimes you might want to, bounce your Sheltered by Ghosts, replay it, remove the same thing you removed the first time, but get an extra counter of Optimistic Scavenger to basically get in for extra damage. 4 copies of This Town Ain't Big Enough, and then 2 copies of Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. We do have a few evasive creatures like the Pixie and the Fear of Isolation, and chunky creatures potentially like the Scavenger. And even if we're attacking with a 3/2 or maybe turn 2, our opponent might not have anything to block. But obviously on turn 3, we can then maybe ninjutsu in Kaito. A very powerful Planeswalker. Basically on our turn, it's a 3/4 ninja creature and has hexproof with +1. Ninjas we control get +1/+1. Kaito is our only ninja. But a 0 to Devour 2, then draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn. And -2, tap target creature, put 2 sun counters on it. Mana base is as you would expect. Lots of dual lands. We do only have 22 lands. So this deck is really not susceptible to flooding, but flooding basically is the end of this deck because all our creatures are really, really small, and then can potentially grow through various things. We want to have a steady supply of them. It's not a case of you top deck land, and you top deck then an amazing creature. If we're turn 5 or 6 and we flooded out a bit, and then we top deck a Nurturing Pixie, yeah, we might be able to bounce something, but that's not really going to do it. We need to have a constant stream of creatures. That's why we've got 22 lands, and even then might better go down to 21 because essentially our top curve is 3, maybe 4 with Kaito, and the reality is you don't want to draw lands at all. We do have 1 Restless Reef which does enter play tapped, which can be a problem if we we have a lot of 1-drops, but also having that 4/4 creature land means we do have some contingency if we don't draw lands. but having this on turn 1 is a bit of a bummer, and we do have a lot of the fast lands because we need those lands untapped early. So that's the deck. It's everywhere in the meta at the moment, or various versions of it. I don't know, I just can't really get it to work. As I said, it gets overpowered by other decks straight, pretty quickly. And yes, you might have those turns where you turn 1 Optimistic Scavenger, turn 2 Shattered by Ghosts, remove something and attack in, or turn 1 Hopeless Nightmare, turn 2 Nurturing Pixie, pick it back up, play it again, turn 3 Fear of Isolation, pick it back up, play it again, play another, that kind of thing. But I don't know, it just hasn't happened for me. So yeah, it's everywhere in the meta, but I played against it, but I don't know, I can't really seem to get it to work, but maybe that's me. Anyway, coming up soon, I'll be doing a video around the future of the channel and what I'm aiming to do, and we'll have an announcement as well. Hopefully that's coming probably early next week now. I'm just still waiting on getting some stuff done. But in the meantime, I really hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the gameplay. Opponent goes first. Well, we have plenty of black mana, black and blue. Would like white mana for the scavenger. But I think we give this one a go. So just waiting on our opponent. Definitely want that white mana now. Whoa, an all will be one combo deck. Oh, there's white mana. Mr. and Predator, maybe just a generic black-red deck. Well, we do have second white mana. Which we can kill. So just Corrupted Conviction. Well, we will ninjutsu in Kaito.
Trained for situations.
That's a vow to and draw.
Information is its own weapon.
Yeah, I'll keep Shattered by Ghost. If they play another Braids or an Emerson Predator or whatever, see, we can Shelter by Ghost it. Yeah, let's just Shelter by Ghosts. Braids. And we'll pick up a Hopeless Nightmare.
eyes are as sharp as my sword.
We'll draw a land because, well, I won't play out the scavenger just in case of ball sweep or anything. But by just playing Fear of Isolation and Hopeless Nightmare means our other Fear of Isolation should be lethal. But we obviously need to play it as... that's kind of annoying, but... Do they have the Corrupted Conviction? I'm just going to play Braids and sack it. But we can Fear of Isolation, pick up a Noah at run, kill their Braids. That'll just get away enough blockers for getting lethal, but obviously the counters from our Automated Scavenger means we definitely go over the top. Bottom goes first, and we can give his hand a go. Scavenger into Sheltered by Ghosts. Into another Sheltered by Ghosts. Oh, we just hold everything up. Swing in. Well, I imagine they have Leyline Binding then. Walled 4, but we can bounce. Let's bounce our Sheltered by Ghosts. They do get a land, but it is exiled. The creature is exiled, I mean. Well, I can't attack with it yet, so I'll wait until next turn. I hope they don't have another Sunfall. But I think we take out their High Noon. I would like some more non-lands. What do they get? They do have to reveal it, so we'll see what they get. Oh, doppelganger. Well, let's swing in. Let's see what they try and doppelgang. Full price. Wait, what are they doing? Oh, it is their invasion. And if we draw an enchantment, we win. This will do it. We take their... Because then we just retake their cornucopia, buff our scavenger, and yeah, swing in. Not a particularly close game there, 0 to 42. Our opponent goes first, but I think we've got an okay hand. Maybe we play the scavenger first. And then, well, they seem to be on a similar deck but in different colours. Well, I think we Nightmare and then Talent to buff our scavenger. Even though, wouldn't be surprised if they do have, I'll say a bounce spell, but it's obviously just a cash grab. We hit him for 3. They can probably already cast a Tolarian Terror. They can, just for 1 as well. Well, let's see if we can... We bounce our Nightmare. And then we will bounce our Nightmare again. And I would like another black source so we can know where to run a Nightmare, potentially. Obviously knowing where to run won't kill the Terror. But if we get another black source we can know where to run twice. I reckon they've got a crab. Well, they've got 1 blue mana though. They've got another Terror. Let's carry on building the scavenger. I will block 1 with our token. Well, yeah, this just gives us lethal. And yeah, we take out the otter, swing in for, well, 10, because we will get a counter for our scavenger. Yeah, if we drew an extra black mana, we would have been in a lot better position, but in the end it didn't really matter. We go first with no turn 1 black mana, which is an issue. But I like this hand. A tap land. You generally need a creature land to help take out things, well, to finish the game off. Well, let us Hex Mage, and obviously we put the curse roll on the same one. Well, let us Hopeless Nightmare. I reckon they have an Elspeth Smite. They don't. Let's pick up our Hopeless Nightmare. Well, actually, no. Let's pick up our... Yeah. We could have played the Isolation and bounced our Curse Roll. Got him for another 2. We can Sheltered by Ghosts, the entity tracker. We'll put on our Fear of Isolation. Down to 5. They have their own Sheltered by Ghosts. They remove our Sheltered by Ghosts. You can't remove Fear of Isolation, because it's got walled 2, but Sheltered by Ghosts itself doesn't have walled. So we don't want to ninjutsu in.
Bet you didn't expect to see me.
I know, that's got walled.
Information is its own weapon.
Sure. See, Gremlin Tamer. Do we just let Kaito go? They got up to 5. No, I think we block the Gremlin Tamer. They've given it a good game.
I'm not scared.
And yeah, we had 3-4 with Kaito we could attack with, and then we can fire up our Risen Reef for another 4-4. Our opponent goes first. Oh, we've got a decent hand, I think. Turn 1 Scavenger, turn 2 Scavenger and Talent. Or maybe we do turn 2 Hex Mage and Scavenger. And obviously this does count as an enchantment entering. Or Nowhere to Run is a really, really good draw. How do we do this though? Let's just attack. Let's buff our unblock scavenger. And yeah, our opponent scoops it up. We play out the Storm Chaser's talent. Obviously, we get back at Spiteful Hexmage. We can put another curse roll on the scavenger. And next turn, we can bounce that cursed roll. Doesn't really do anything. Or our Nowhere to Run and maybe their Gremlin Tamer. Opponent goes first. Probably play the scavenger turn 1. And then whatever they don't take turn 2. Yeah. But I imagine they have Deep Cavern Bat. Oh no, just to go for the throat. Let's talent and Pixie picking up the talent. So they're on the Demir Demons deck. Well, let's just do this now. So we get an extra point of damage in. And yeah, our opponent scoops it up. There's a bit of a big tempo hit, because I assume next turn they replay it. They go down to 9. We can replay Storm Chaser's talent. I mean, if we can get in for 6, and then play out a Hex Mage, and if we drew basically another non-creature spell, we're very close to winning with our Prowess Otters. This Restless Reef is... Turn 2, we Scavenger and Hopeless Nightmare. Annoyingly, they did mill 2 lands. They milled themselves this time. Well, that's good. Let us Hopeless Nightmare. And Sheltered by Ghosts, their blocker. Now, I don't think there's a 1 mana spell. I imagine they are blocking. They can't target the scavenger, so yeah, there's no real point growing it. I don't know if their oops was at me or them. But we'll pick up our Hopeless Nightmare. Throw it out of cut down range. Diversify our counters. They have to discard. Use a Torch the Tower. And we have lethal. Yeah. Them double blocking was a mistake. Quite a big one. Obviously they thought, I think they thought they could have given our scavenger -1/-1 with their Gnaw and Vermin, but Ward 2 put paid to that. Hello Magic fans, and welcome back to a very quick wrap up. So as I said in the deck tech, I'm not massively convinced by at least this version of the deck. Maybe it can be built a bit better. It basically needs to be an aggro deck that relies on getting creatures out early, and obviously it can struggle a bit with that, even though we have basically 20 creatures and another 4 things that can create a creature, and that's not even including Kaito. It's just, I don't know, sometimes you do get the games where, you know, you turn 1 Spiteful Hexmage, turn 2 Fear of Isolation, picking up the curse roll, turn 3 Ninjutsu in Kaito, or, you know, Optimistic Scavenger, turn 2 Shelter by Ghost something, turn 3 Hopeless Nightmare, nowhere to run, pick it up kind of thing. But I don't know, it seems that those games are too few and far between. But maybe it's me. So let me know what you all think and your successes down in the comments, and I will see you all in the next gameplay video.